I would now like to call upon the panelists. I first call upon Ms. Meena Murugappan to please join us on stage. Ms. Meena Murugappan is the General Manager of Product Innovation and Strategy at Organo Eco Habitats, Director of Organo at School, with over 21 years of international and local experience in architecture, real estate and business operations across South Asia and Middle East. Ms. Meena is passionate about collaborating with co-dreamers, designing and building with co-creators. She works towards mainstreaming unique first-to-market eco-communities as well. She has a bachelor's in architecture from SAP, Chennai and a master's in real estate development from MIT Boston. Please welcome Ms. Meena Murugappan.
The panel that we have today, and let me just ask each one of them first, what does circular economy means to you, and what is one thing that you bring to the table today for discussion? What do you?
The first work of operations or product design is actually a mindset. It's a mindset of how we create things, how we build them, how we use them, and of course what happens at the end of that cycle. So it is a very remarkably strong framework, very simple, very complex in implementation, but I think that's what we're here to discuss.
Meena, you are part of the Eco Habitats, and your initiatives have been really admirable for all of us here. Can you just tell us how small businesses can get into the circular economy cycle, in a sense that how do we contribute, one, and second is what are challenges that you face as a small entrepreneur, and what do you expect from the government? And unfortunately the government representative is not here, but I'm sure
business, I think any business for that matter, this is a moment of transition from regular the old school business to a new business that is actually going to future-proof your purpose. I think it's important that we start looking at how to get into this system, because it's not just currently it might seem like it's a supply push concept, but your consumers and I work in the construction industry. We are amongst the largest consumers of resources. We are also amongst the largest producers of waste. We have a very large carbon footprint. As a small business, it is easy to be daunted by how to resolve this, but I think we found a way. It took us maybe about 3 to 4 years of ideation, 5 years to prototype an eco-community, and then actually test principles of circular economy. And like Roshan said, of course the solutions are not 100% perfect, but I think we've pushed the envelope significantly. And it's the same for any business in any industry, I think. So it's that moment for prototyping, for testing, for seeing what works. And of course, circular economy builds on ecosystems of support. So which means it's not just as a builder that we have to be conscious, but our vendors, our suppliers, but most importantly, our consumers. We are now seeing a shift in how people are demanding, responsible housing. So I am seeing circular economy as as any business intent, we have to go. Now, the second question is what are the roadblocks? I think not too many. To be honest, 20 years ago, if you'd asked me this question, I would have said, transitioning is the thresholds were very high. Right now, there's been a lot of innovation, a lot of push. There's a lot of money pushing for innovation. So I don't think those are the roadblocks. Scaling intent is maybe what is very important. Intent to do business that is people focused, planet friendly, and also financially sustainable. What could really make this fast and help small businesses scale up really fast is perhaps an approval system, that kind of incentivizes innovation, kind of pushes for new ideas to kind of manifest quickly in the market, to be able to test it with consumers, to be able to test it with users, and then kind of support that speed. Scaling an idea, I think we are in a good place in India that can happen, but it needs that kind of, we cannot use traditional systems of approvals, and I think that is something that would be great if we can get.
Very interesting. Well, Meena, you are in the construction industry, and you have your major experience come from there, and we know a lot happening there, both sides, right? So there are genuine construction companies who are really interested in products which is sustainable, but there's sometimes a lot of cost cutting also happens because the consumer market is very sensitive towards the cost and prices. How do we navigate this, and some experience that you can share with us will be interesting.
I think in our industry, there has been conscious push to become a more green and a more environmentally responsible behavior. We can definitely see it in the commercial spaces. A lot of office buildings and are already pushing there. I think India is going to have the largest number of green buildings in terms of commercial spaces. In residential, however, while there is a push because the price elasticity is a lot tighter there, we're not seeing that much. But if I were to just jump into that greenwashing thing a little bit, because I think as a product designer, as a community designer, at product level, you should be honest about what you're doing. Right? Is it really a sustainable community? Is it really looking at the well-being of the planet and the people? And also, at the end of the day, it's a business, so it should have financial sustainability. We're not going to question that, but are we doing it the right way? Greenwashing enters when you're trying to use it as a marketing USP or a sales USP. I think our consumers now, both young, our housing consumers are becoming younger by the day, and they're more conscious, they're more aware, they're asking the right questions. I'm just seeing it as a matter of time before, that they are fully informed consumers and they can spot a community that stands by what it's talking and another community that's using it for hoardings. So I'm seeing a shift and change. There is a lot more to be done. But even within the construction industry, we have frameworks, we have systems of measurement which report both people impact as well as planet impact, but a lot more to go. So.
Okay, thank you. Meena, from your industry that you're working in, construction industry, otherwise also from your experience, can you bring one or two examples or maybe one solution that has worked very well so far and something that we can replicate?
I think, yes, I mean, there are examples in, Norway, in other countries as well, but not as much as we can, because this construction by nature, the speed at which innovation happens, or the speed at which it's a little slower, it needs to be organized more. But what we do, we envision actually to kind of push this change a little forward. It would be great to have something like how T-Hub is, an eco-hub, an innovation incubation center that focuses specifically on green solutions and brings together investors, brings together innovators, educators, all of them, and then together we are pushing this forward. We have been speaking about this to different organizations in Hyderabad, and I think that one platform where we collaborate and we deliberate, collaborate, but most importantly act, and push for that change, I think will bring about a far bigger change. And I'm not specifically talking eco-hub for construction industry. I'm talking about any environmentally focused solution, be it a service, be it a product, be it a home.
Thanks, Meena.
So the question is for Meena. She brought up a beautiful point while she talked about socially responsible and relevant from a product design perspective, and she's talking about residential communities. And she also mooted the idea of, you talked about eco-hub. We would love you to expand on it further, because we would love to, on United Way of Hyderabad perspective, take this dialogue forward with the government and the policymakers and see, is there interest? Because ultimately, as we said, it's deliberation, collaboration, but also move to action. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We've been truly inspired by what's been happening at T-Hub and what it's triggered, the amount of change it's triggered, the people it's brought together, and what's been pushing. Right now, within the sustainability industry, and sustainability as an umbrella, but across industries, there are innovations happening, but they're small and they're siloed, and dialogue across innovators and dialogue across private enterprises who are doing that is not happening. There's no one platform. It's almost like we're Googling each other to find out who's doing what. what, and we're trying to research on that. That is the one side of trying to find your collaborators, of people with a similar spirit, or people trying to solve the same problem. The second aspect of it is actually getting an incentive for young people to also kind of look at careers and opportunities in this field, because we truly believe that the time to kind of question whether sustainability is important or not is all done and dusted. We are at a moment where we have to act, and we don't have the time to kind of do a lot of research on it. A lot of it is to test, try, fail, figure out, fix. So if we are in that journey, something like this we believe can push. It will bring the government in one platform, it will bring the innovators, it will bring inventors, and of course it triggers change, and I think that is what we want to do. We do have a much larger document. I would love to discuss about it. It's very basic.
Yeah. Thank you. What is one food of thought that you want people to carry from your...
I'll actually talk directly to the businesses, and I think if we can, as businesses, what we produce and what we sell, if we can be a bit more conscious of the kind of products we're selling and the kind of products services that we're offering, if that can be far more environmentally focused, far more people focused, I think that will be great. And the second thing is, this is something that we do internally, and I would love to share that, is that before we create or bring something into the world, I think it is important that we conscious of what it is and how useful it is and for whom it is and what happens at the end of that. So that brings us.
Thank you so much. I want you to give a big round of applause to all our panelists here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, panelists, for an engaging discussion and your advice, which I hope all of us will follow as well. May I request Mamata Garu to honor the panelists with memento.